Hi everyone, I just wanted to provide just a little bit of guidance with APA formatting. What I have are the three most frequently cited types of references that you'll use in your reference list, and this feedback is based on the 7th edition, so there's some very minor changes from the 6th edition, and some of you are still using the 6th edition because we didn't want to change you midstream when you're well within your coursework. So just know that there is a little bit of a mix in this course as far as who's using the 6th edition and who's using the 7th edition, and I'm trying to keep that very straight. So with the books, it's really important to take a look at just these really tiny nuances that I've seen in some of the feedback that I've provided, and I want to give you some upfront guidance. So when you're listing your authors, you want to make sure that you include their last name and only their initials, not their full first name. Also, with the 7th edition, it's a little different than the 6th edition, so just kind of refer to your book as far as the number of authors that you list in your reference list. The other thing is the title of the book is in italics, and it's really important that you only capitalize the first word or any word that follows, say, a colon, or if there happens to be a proper noun in the title, then that's capitalized. And then when you have the title of the book, you put the edition number, and you do it in the abbreviated format. You don't write out the word edition nor write out the word of the number, and that's kind of different from what you do in text with numbers, so it's a little confusing, and I get that, but you use first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever edition, and you abbreviate edition ED. And then for the 7th edition, you just put the publisher, and when you're using the 6th edition, you put the place. Like this would be Lebanon, Illinois first, and then with a colon, and then McKendree University Publishing. That's the difference between the 6th and 7th edition, and I'm trying not to confuse you. There's just really minor changes. With websites, you want to make sure if it's a government website, you want to write out the entire name of the organization. So make sure when you write it out that you do include, especially for the CDC and prevention, because that's part of the formal title. You don't want to just put CDC here. The other thing is you want to put in italics the name of the page that you're accessing, and then you want to put the entire URL so that whoever is reading your information, if they want to go to that resource, they can just click on it or copy and paste it and put it in their browser bar and go directly to that. That's the key for all the APA references, that you're able to access that resource. So give the information that's needed for that resource so that your readers can find it. And with journals, the same kind of holds true with the number of authors. And then you put the title. Again, the capitalization is the same as the title of a book. You only capitalize the first word or anything that follows, like a colon or a period or a question mark or any proper noun. And then the title of the journal is in italics, and as well as the number that follows that. And as far as the page numbers, you list the page numbers, but you don't need to put PP or P for page. You don't have that in the citation. So just know that that's kind of generally what we do for the references. And let's take a look at some of the most common mistakes are actually, let me move me so I'm out of the way, the capitalization of titles. That's something to really watch and just because we typically capitalize all words in a title, and it's just not that way in APA. The use of italics, and I know these are really minor things, but this will really help you as you move forward, just to get these little nuances in place and start getting those habits so that you routinely use them. And also designation of the author when there's organization-based websites. And very often you can scroll all the way down and find the organization, and very often in government websites, like they'll have names of a website that may just be for that website, but the author would be the organization. It may be the Department of Health and Human Services versus, the name of the website. And the same holds true if there is information, and the CDC does this quite a bit. There may be authors to a particular component that's up in the CDC website, and then you list the authors as they're listed. And as the authors, then you put the date, and then you put the name of the article or the web page that they authored with the entire URL, if that makes sense. So if you have any questions about APA formatting, please let me know. But if you just kind of keep in mind that there is basic structure to all the different types of resources. You start out with the author, whoever the author may be. It may be an organization or it may be individuals. Then you go into the date, and then it's the title, whether it would be the title of the book, title of the journal article, or title of the specific page that you're accessing on a website. And then how do you find it? What is it actually in? So that's when you go into like with the books, for instance, it would be the publisher. That's where you can access the information. Also with the websites, again, going straight to that URL and make sure that you list the entire URL. And then with the journal articles, you look for that journal and that specific volume and number. So if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. I hope you find this to be helpful.